notice, and this is a typical copyright. We continue with mathematics syllabus for CSEC 2018 to 2027. Schedule of videos. Section 1, Number Theory and Computation. All 33 videos from this section have been published by this date. Hopefully, by the end of this same month, October 2024, the other 12 videos on consumer arithmetic will be available. November 2024, 7 to 10 videos on sets. December 2024, 16 to 18 videos on measurements. And then in January 2025, statistics. February 2025, algebra. March 2025, relations, functions, and graphs. April 2025, geometry and trigonometry. And finally, by May 25th, mid-May, hopefully, vectors and matrices. As I have pointed out, section 1, I have divided in 33 videos, and they are all available on YouTube in their entirety. I am again emphasizing that this section, section 1, forms the foundation on which the rest of the syllabus is based. So please make sure you look at those 33 videos and you understand them well. Reminder also that you need to know the times tables from 2 to 12. So this is from section 1. These 16 videos published, and another 17. So that makes 33 videos, as I said, from section 1, all completed and published on YouTube in their entirety, the full video. So section 1 completed. From here on, I will assume that you have learned the work in section 1 well, because I will not have time to explain that again as we go along. So section 2, a closer look. You see you have an objective 1 and an objective 2 and an objective 3. We finish objective 1. We are right now at objective 2. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are all the objectives in section 2, consumer arithmetic. As you could see here, I have divided this section into 12 videos, right up to objective 9, 9 videos. That is to say, from objective 1 to objective 9, each objective takes 1 video. But objective 10 has to be split in 3 videos, and so that's how we ended up with 12 videos for this section. So right now we are here. Now keep in mind that not all of these videos from this section 2 and onwards will be available on YouTube in their entirety. Some of them, yes. Others will go up to a certain point, and then you will be redirected to another site where a small fee is charged. So just be aware of that. So we completed this objective, as I said, and we are now here, objective 2, section 2. Calculate percentage profit and percentage loss. What you see over here is a print screen from the actual syllabus. Now, both of these, that is to say, percentage profit and percentage loss, they work in basically the same way. You use basically the same formula. Now, before we get to that, let me point out that if the selling price is greater than the cost price, then you have a profit. And if the selling price is less than the cost price, for whatever reason, there is a loss. Normally in business, you will try to make a profit, but sometimes things may happen that you have to sell things at a lower price than what you bought it for. So then the selling price is less than the cost price. In that case, there is a loss. Just making sure you understand what we mean by profit and loss. We did a little of this in the last video. So if you want to calculate percentage profit or percentage loss, you will take the actual profit or the actual loss, put that over the cost price always, and multiply by 100%. That's the basic formula. So we will look at 6 examples of this, and by that time you should know this well. So example 1. If the cost price of a book is $20 and the selling price is $23, what is the percentage profit? Well, percentage profit would be the actual profit. So if you bought it for $20 and you sold it for $23, then you sold it for $3 more than you bought it for. So it will be your actual profit over the cost price multiplied by 100, which is the actual profit is $3. Put that over the cost price, which is $20, multiply that by 100, and you get 15%. So in this case, the percentage profit is 15%. Again, percentage profit or loss is the actual profit or loss over the cost price, notice cost price, times 100%. Example 2. If the cost price of a table was $120 and the selling price of the same table was $150, what was the percentage profit? Well, in this case, the selling price is more than the cost price. So yes, you have a profit. How much profit? $30. So the percentage profit is profit over cost price multiplied by 100, which is $30. Remember, it was bought for $120 and sold for $150, so that is $30 more over the cost price, which is $120. Multiply that by 100, and you end up with 25% profit. If you find this video useful and or interesting, please like and share. That is, like, share. And you may also consider subscribing to this channel. As I said before, it doesn't cost you anything and it means a lot to me. Okay. Now, some people get confused with these two signs, which one means greater than and which one means less than. So to help you remember that, I will use an illustration. Consider that you have a transparent desk here and you are sitting in front of the desk. That's you sitting in the front of the desk with both arms resting on the desk. This is your right arm. Well, that's your upper arm and that's your lower arm. And this one is your left arm. Now look at the shape that your arm makes. Your right arm, it makes this shape that you see here, which looks similar to this. That's your right arm. Now for right-handed people, you can say that your right hand is more important to you, therefore it is greater than the left hand. So the sign that looks like this that you see here means greater than. That is for right-handed people. So 7 is greater than 3. Notice that sign there looks something like this, which looks something like what we have here. And 0 is greater than -5. Again, notice that sign looks like that, which is this sign here. and negative 4 is greater than negative 10. Notice again, the sign looks like that. So for right-handed people, since your right hand is more important to you than your left hand, therefore you could say it is greater to you, or it is greater for you than your left hand. This sign that looks like this means greater than. The other hand, your left hand, which is this one here, notice that the sign there looks like this sign here, looks like that, which means, of course, less than. So that 3 is less than 7. That is how it's written. And of course, negative 5 is less than 0, and negative 10 is less than negative 4, and so on. Now, that is for right-handed people. So it should be easy for right-handed people. And since most people are right-handed, the probability that this is applicable to you is great. Well, I'm sorry for the left-handed people, because this sign here still means greater than. It doesn't change because you're left-handed. What you will need to do is to think in terms of the majority of people who are right-handed, and for them, their right hand is greater to them than their left hand. Hope that helps and you wouldn't forget that ever again. As soon as you rest your hand on the desk, you could see those two shapes. This one on this side, which is like that, greater than for your right hand, and this one on this side, which is like that, which is less than for your left hand. Okay, we continue. Percentage profit or loss is the actual profit or loss over the cost price multiplied by 100%. Example 3, if the cost price of an electric drill was $250 and the selling price of the same drill was $200, what was the percentage loss? You understand that the selling price is less than the cost price. So if the selling price is less than the cost price, then there is a loss. So there was a loss here. So percentage loss would be the actual loss over the cost price multiplied by 100%. Percentage loss would be $50 over $250 multiplied by 100%. And when you work that out, you get percentage loss is 20%. That was example 3. I keep repeating this. To calculate percent profit or percent loss, you take the actual profit or loss, put that over the cost price, always the cost price, and then multiply by 100%. So in example 4, a hardware store bought a table saw for $450 and then sold it for $390. What was the percentage loss? Round off your answer to the nearest whole number. So again, when the selling price is less than the cost price, then there was a loss. So in this case, percentage loss would be the actual loss over the cost price multiplied by 100%. And in this case, the item was bought for $450 and sold for $390. Therefore, there was a loss of $60. So $60 over the cost price, which is $450. Multiply that by 100. And when you work that out to the nearest whole number, you get 13%. That was example 4. Again, percentage profit or loss is equal to the actual profit or loss over the cost price multiplied by 100%. So example 5. A physical fitness store bought an elliptical exercise machine for $2,600 and sold it for $3,100. Calculate the percentage profit. Round off your answer to the nearest whole number. So in this case, the selling price was greater than the cost price, so there was a profit. How much profit? Well, if you bought the item for $2,600 and sold it for $3,100, that's a difference of $500. So percentage profit would be the actual profit over the cost price multiplied by 100%. We said that the actual profit is $500 divided by the cost price, which is $2,600, multiplied by 100%. And when you work that out to the nearest whole number, the answer is 19% profit. That was example 5. I told you we will go up to example 6. And that should be enough for you to learn how to do this type of work. Calculate percentage profit and percentage loss. Percentage profit or loss, I'm repeating this again, is the actual profit or loss over the cost price. Notice always cost price multiply by 100. So our example 6 is this. A shoe store bought a pair of working boots for $150 and then sold it for $105. As I said, there are various reasons that a business may need to sell an item for less than they bought it for. So what was the percentage loss? Round off your answer to the nearest whole number. Again, if the selling price is less than the cost price, then there is a loss. So percentage loss will be the actual loss over the cost price multiplied by 100%. Percentage loss will be, so 150 minus 105 will be 45 over 150 multiplied by 100%. And that gives us a percentage loss of 30%. So the previous 6 examples should suffice for this objective. Both of these work in basically the same way. That is percentage profit and percentage loss. You calculate them basically the same way, which is the actual profit or loss over the cost price multiply by 100%. Notice that the denominator here is always cost price, and you always multiply by 100%. So all that needs changing in this formula is the actual profit or the actual loss. So we just completed this objective here. Calculate percentage profit and percentage loss. At least this objective was very easy. Now bear in mind though that you may have to do one of these questions without a calculator, as in paper 1. So I'm reminding you that you need to know your times tables. So we just did that, and that brings us to the end of this video based on objective 2 in section 2.